Here's an American English translation of your text, maintaining a conversational and engaging tone. You just scrolled through your newsfeed, filled with dazzling photos from friends, vibrant sunsets, perfect smiles, luxurious resorts. Each frame made you pause for a second, looking up with a flood of thoughts. Yet, the more you saw, the emptier you felt. Why, amidst hundreds of seemingly brilliant moments, did you feel so strangely alone? You wondered if you were lost, comparing your life to those Instagram versions. Let's peel back that digital mask together and rediscover the truth within you. The persona is that which in reality one is not, but which oneself as well as others think one is. Carl Jung's quote opens the door for us to look deeply into the aspect you present on social media. The persona, or the face, you construct for others to see, is actually a version designed to meet invisible expectations and standards. On Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, you share perfect moments, radiant faces, romantic scenery, outstanding achievements. It's all aimed at creating a sense of satisfaction, gaining recognition, and avoiding scrutiny. However, to maintain those standards, you constantly have to push your limits, box in your emotions, and bury moments of exhaustion and self-doubt. Gradually, the inner void widens as the virtual persona suppresses your authentic voice. You become an actor on the digital stage, while your soul slowly withers. Jung believed the persona acts as a shield, protecting you from judgment, but it also prevents you from revealing your true self. In direct interactions, the persona helps us fit in. However, in the virtual environment, the mask's light becomes blinding, obscuring your true image. Many mistakenly believe their online life validates their self-worth, but when that facade blurs, they don't know where to turn. That's why we need to delve deeper into the nature of the persona so we can strip away that false veneer and mend the gap with our true selves. Grab a notebook, because in the next section, I'll introduce a journaling exercise to help you recognize your emotions and gradually remove that virtual mask. Let's start with the persona, the central concept Jung defined as the mask we wear for the public. On social media, your persona is reflected in every photo you post, every status you share, and even how you interact. Jung wrote in Psychological Types, "The persona, like everything psychic, is a living thing with a strongly accentuated function. It has its own vitality and often its own life history. This means the persona isn't just a shield protecting you from judgment. It also develops into its own entity with its own history and demands. When you post a picture of a successful marketing campaign, the outfit you're wearing, the smile you're flashing, all of it creates an unspoken statement. I am perfect and successful." Imagine you're Huang, a talented marketing manager. Despite his continuous successes, Huang carries a deep fear. The spotlight of victory could vanish at any moment. Every morning, Huang spends a few minutes checking emails, then dives into his work routine, campaign meetings, editing ad drafts, measuring the effectiveness of every click. At the end of the day, instead of relaxing, Huang opens his computer, picks out his best photo, a smile under conference lights, a shining certificate in hand, and posts it on Facebook with a concise caption, "Another successful journey." Behind that glow, Huang never shares the vulnerable moments of presenting to the board or the deadline pressure that makes his heart race to the point of breathlessness. Instead, Huang's Instagram version becomes a solid shield, hiding all doubt and pressure. Every like, every congratulations comment fuels that persona, but it's also a reminder that if Huang doesn't shine even brighter tomorrow, that shield will crack. With a hushed tone, I'll draw you into Huang's state of mind. Do you feel your heart pound every time a like notification blinks? Are you afraid that even a single quiet moment could make the crowd drift away? From there, I'll explain Jung's perspective. The persona isn't just the image you display, it's a living entity that demands constant nourishment. The more success is displayed, the more the persona craves new achievements to maintain its perfect image. Huang's inner voice, the moments of exhaustion, the worries of, "Am I worthy?" are pushed further away, lurking in the shadows. This very shadow, according to Jung, is the shadow, and it grows whenever you ignore it. I invite you to feel it. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, heart pounding with fear? But when you look at your screen, you pretend everything's fine and keep tapping post? In this analysis, I won't use numbered points, but tell it as a continuous story, guiding you to understand the immense pressure behind every click. I'll weave in a short quote from psychological types to add credibility. The persona has its own vitality and often its own life history, like an organism dependent on recognition. Finally, I'll conclude this case with a gentle reminder. If you're also Hoang, maybe try to pause today. Close your eyes, breathe, and listen to what's going on inside you. Because only when the persona temporarily recedes can you see the shadow, the true voice that needs to be heard. Imagine you're Lynn, a travel influencer with tens of thousands of followers. Lynn's phone screen is constantly filled with shots of blue oceans, sparkling dinners on yachts, and dreamy sunsets at rooftop bars. In real life, that's the result of countless expensive trips and packed schedules, moving from city to city, constantly brainstorming content, editing videos until late at night. The camera faithfully captures every exciting moment, but inside, Lynn is an unnamed anxiety. Every time she finishes a reel, Lynn holds her breath, waiting for views and comments to pour in. When interaction numbers rise, Lynn feels euphoric, but if they drop, she suddenly fears, "Am I being forgotten?" and pressures herself to be even better on the next trip. With a warm, low voice, I'll softly ask the audience, have you ever woken up in the middle of the night because of a "check your feed now" I hide message? Do you feel your heart clench when the likes stagnate? Then I'll explain Jung's view. Lynn's persona isn't just the dazzling image she displays. It's an entity that demands nourishment through every interaction. When the persona craves likes as a life source, Lynn is forced to trade her spiritual freedom. The pressure to chase hotness turns every dream trip into a series of stressful tasks. Lynn doesn't allow herself to slow down, because slowing down means losing engagement, which means losing value. Her shadow, all her worries about finances, the loneliness on the road, is pushed deeper into the darkness, unseen and unknown. I'll gently remind you, if you're Lynn, have you ever asked yourself what truly makes you happy beyond the numbers on the screen? Can a moment of silence without anyone watching bring you peace? That's when we realize that dazzling persona is just a replica of societal expectations. Only when you dare to stop wearing the mask can you touch your inner core, where the shadow waits to be heard and healed. Now we clearly see how the virtual persona operates. For Hoang, it turns every victory into a burden to maintain, and for Lynn, it transforms a magical vacation into a series of stressful tasks. Both are serving a demanding entity they unknowingly created. The pressure from likes and congratulations isn't just numbers, it's a spotlight forcing them not to stop, not to be anything but perfect. When the persona craves recognition, the shadow, the part that contains fears, exhaustion, and loneliness, grows stronger in the dark. That's why we feel depleted even though our on-screen image shines bright. In the next section, I'll guide you through empirical data and a journaling exercise to help you start removing that mask and recognize the true emotions waiting to be heard. Let's continue the journey. For a moment, imagine you're standing on a narrow bridge spanning two cliffs. On one side is the sparkling Instagram version. On the other, the wild landscape of true emotions. Every step you take must carefully balance on that delicate bridge. That's your journey as you try to maintain your persona on social media, while the shadow, the dark, vulnerable part of yourself, silently grows beneath. Do you realize that to constantly display beautiful perspectives, you expend all your mental energy? Each beautified photo isn't just the result of a color filter, but also a quiet struggle, not allowing yourself to be sad, worried, or to fail. Because once you show a sign of weakness, you fear losing likes, fear losing the audience eagerly waiting. The persona becomes an entity constantly hungry for validation, and you, like a loyal servant, must tirelessly serve it. The longer it goes on, the shakier that bridge becomes. You feel your heart stretched between two forces, the dazzling aura of admired people and the whispering of your authentic self crying out, "I'm tired." But you don't dare to stop, because according to Jung, the persona demands its own vitality and often its own life history. When you nourish your persona, you're nurturing an organism dependent on praise, on interactions, on a false perfection. Each like is like a battery charge, and every pause leaves that organism depleted. And what about the shadow? The shadow is the unacknowledged instinctive part, the emotional fragment you bury in the hidden corners of your soul. It contains all the exhaustion, fears, insecurities, and unfulfilled dreams. When the persona monopolizes the spotlight, the shadow can only shrink back, accumulating size, and then powerfully asserts itself in its own way. Through sleepless nights, through feelings of grace turning to emptiness, through silent tears falling on your pillow. Now, listen to yourself. When night falls, do you find yourself abandoned in the quiet space? Do you hear the small voice inside, "Let me speak"? That's the shadow knocking on your heart's door. Only when you're ready to stop posting perfectly posed moments do you allow your true self to emerge. When you dare to let the shadow appear, you start stepping off that thin bridge, and you'll see that on the other side isn't an abyss, but a sprawling meadow waiting for you to rest. From Jung's perspective, that action isn't abandoning your social self, but a step towards inner balance. Persona and shadow aren't enemies, they're two sides of the same coin. When you skillfully let both shine in their proper roles, you'll no longer feel the pressure to maintain a false image. You can post a real photo with a smudged smile, teary eyes, and know that it's also an authentic part, beautiful enough to share. Try to pause for a moment, sit in front of your screen, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Think about the emotions welling up, anxiety, joy, or simply tiredness. Write in your notebook. Today I feel. Don't rush to give a perfect answer. Sometimes just writing "I don't know" is a beginning for an honest conversation. As you continuously allow yourself to reveal your shadow, that bridge spanning the two cliffs will naturally become stronger, reinforced by your own integrity and self-compassion. And then, when you return to your news feed, but this time with a different attitude, you'll be surprised to discover that even without posting every minute, you're okay. You're still connected, but not with fake glamour, but with deep understanding from genuine friends. Because when you're no longer afraid to reveal your imperfections, you truly allow others to see your whole self and love you for it. In the final moments of this section, I invite you to ask yourself, if I stopped building this Instagram version, what would I see? Would my heart feel more at peace? The journey of discovering persona and shadow isn't a competition to win or lose. It's a journey of learning to love and accept yourself, every aspect, every flaw, every dream. And it's when you understand that you'll find balance, and most importantly, you'll rediscover yourself. You might breathe a sigh of relief and tell yourself, it's just for fun, everyone uses filters to look a little better, right? Actually, this is a very common rebuttal. Social media is just a playground for entertainment, and everyone understands filters are harmless, beautifying tools. But if it's just fun, why do feelings of insecurity and pressure still cling to you every time you scroll through your feed or tap "See More"? Many studies have shown that constantly displaying a meticulously edited image not only creates comparative pressure, but also degrades long-term quality of life. In a survey published in the journal Cyberpsychology, Behavior, and Social Networking, participants who posted more perfect images had higher rates of anxiety and depression compared to groups who used social media with a more relaxed, authentic attitude. This indicates that while filters may provide instant gratification, they don't prevent the psychological consequences that accumulate over time. So how can you enjoy creative moments without getting caught in the spiral of comparison and anxiety? The answer lies in practicing mindfulness and journaling, the online mask removal, diary exercise we've discussed. When you write down your true feelings, ask yourself, if I weren't this persona, what would my friends think of me? And acknowledge your insecurities. You are actively loosening that shield. Try dedicating 5 minutes each day to record a moment where you felt vulnerable, envious, or insecure. Only when you confront these hidden aspects of yourself will the darkness beneath the persona no longer lurk. From there, you'll understand that filters and likes are secondary, and true value lies in daring to feel and share your imperfections. And when you feel confident enough, you can post your most natural photo, perhaps after a run, with no makeup, a sad look, or a simple smile, and realize that authenticity is what truly keeps an audience engaged. You've journeyed with me to explore the persona on social media, from the dazzling moments Huang and Lin posted, to the invisible pressure behind every like, and even the statistics showing how the comparison spiral is gradually eroding our happiness. Now sit down, close your eyes, and look at the bigger picture. The persona, according to Jung, is the mask that helps you fit in, to shine in a crowd. It gives you the power to shield yourself from judgmental eyes, but at the same time, that very veneer prevents you from expressing your true self. Conversely, the shadow, the hidden part within, contains anxiety, exhaustion, and unfulfilled needs. When you bury the shadow for too long, it doesn't disappear. It accumulates, weighing down your heart, leaving you depleted and lonely. But there's a way out. When you allow yourself to temporarily put aside the persona mask, even if only in a short journal entry or a moment of relaxation on your newsfeed, you've laid the first brick on the path to reconciliation with your shadow. By empathizing with and listening to your inner voices, you not only soothe your insecurities, but also open up opportunities for sustainable and authentic self-development. Remember, the goal isn't to completely discard the persona, but to find balance between the two aspects. When the persona serves its proper role, helping you integrate into society, and the shadow is heard for healing, you'll no longer feel overwhelming pressure. You'll have the freedom to share your most authentic moments, whether that's joy, sorrow, or even the most ordinary moments. With that balance, you'll rediscover authenticity and the true meaning of connection. Not the numbers on a screen, but empathetic hearts that understand and walk alongside you. Carry that step with you every time you post next, and know that no matter what, you deserve to be loved and accepted, because your true self is the most valuable gift. You can breathe a sigh of relief and tell yourself, it's just for fun. Who doesn't use a filter now and then to look a little better? This is actually a very common counter-argument. Social media is just a fun platform, and everyone understands that filters are harmless, beautifying tools. But if it's just fun, why do feelings of insecurity and pressure still cling to you every time you dare to scroll through your feed or tap "See More"? Numerous studies have indicated that consistently presenting a meticulously edited image not only creates comparison pressure, but also diminishes long-term quality of life. In a survey published in the journal Cyberpsychology, Behavior, and Social Networking, participants who posted more perfect images reported higher rates of anxiety and depression compared to those who used social media with a more relaxed, authentic approach. This shows that while filters might offer immediate pleasure, they don't prevent the psychological toll that accumulates over time. So, how can you both enjoy the creative moments and avoid getting caught in the spiral of comparison and anxiety? The answer lies in practicing mindfulness and journaling, the online mask removal diary exercise we've already mentioned. When you write down your true emotions, ask yourself, if I weren't this persona, what would my friends think of me? And acknowledge your insecurities. You are actively loosening that shield. Try dedicating just 5 minutes each day to record a moment when you felt vulnerable, envious, or insecure. Only when you look directly at these hidden aspects of yourself will the shadow beneath the persona no longer lurk. From there, you'll understand that filters and likes are secondary. Your real value lies in daring to feel and share what isn't perfect. And when you feel confident enough, you can post your most natural photo, perhaps after a run, with no makeup, a hint of sadness in your eyes, or a simple, unadorned smile, and realize that it's precisely this authenticity that fosters the most lasting connections with your audience. You've joined me on a journey to explore the persona on social media. From the dazzling moments Hoang and Lin posted, to the invisible pressure behind every like, and even the statistics revealing how the comparison spiral is slowly eroding our happiness. Now, take a seat, close your eyes, and look at the whole picture. The persona, according to Jung, is the mask that helps you fit in and shine in a crowd. It gives you the strength to shield yourself from judgment, but that very facade also prevents you from expressing your true self. Conversely, the shadow, the hidden part within, contains anxiety, fatigue, and unfulfilled needs. When you suppress your shadow for too long, it doesn't disappear. It accumulates, weighing down your heart and leaving you feeling depleted and lonely. But there's a way out. When you allow yourself to temporarily set aside the persona mask, whether in a short journal entry or a moment of relaxation on your newsfeed, you've laid the first stone on the path to reconciling with your shadow. By empathizing with and listening to these inner voices, you not only soothe your insecurities, but also open up opportunities for genuine and lasting personal growth. Remember, the goal isn't to completely discard the persona, but to find a balance between these two aspects. When the persona serves its proper role, helping you integrate into society, and the shadow is heard for healing, you'll no longer feel overwhelmed by pressure. You'll have the freedom to share your most authentic moments, be it joy, sorrow, or even the simplest, most mundane experiences. With this balance, you'll rediscover authenticity and the true meaning of connection. Not the numbers on a screen, but empathetic hearts that understand and walk alongside you. Carry this understanding with you every time you post in the future, and know that no matter what, you deserve to be loved and accepted, because your true self is the most valuable gift. You've journeyed with me through a fascinating exploration, and now we stand at the threshold of a new chapter, continuing and spreading this change. First, I want to invite you to pause for a moment and consider this question. When you shed the persona mask, what part of you feels liberated? Is it a more relaxed smile, a feeling of relief as if you can finally breathe deeply, or simply the empathy of knowing you're not alone on this journey? Share your moments of clearest freedom below. Tell me about the first time you dared to post a photo without makeup, or share genuine feelings alongside a perfect Instagram shot. I'm eager to hear your story and help you preserve that authentic value. If you found this journey helpful, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Each video is a step alongside you in breaking through the mask, exploring the unconscious, and nurturing inner balance according to Jungian insights. When you subscribe, you'll receive future shadow work exercises, deeper analyses of the anima and animus, as well as practical tools to increasingly understand and love yourself. In our next video, we'll delve deeper into the world of the anima and animus, two aspects that shape the depth of your soul and influence all your relationships. You'll discover how the anima and animus govern, how you love, how you seek meaning, and how you communicate with others. Get ready for a new journaling practice where you'll ask questions of your unconscious and listen to the voice within. And before we meet again, head over to the end screen to watch the video Exploring Your Shadow Self, where we began our conversation about unacknowledged shadows. That video will strengthen the foundation for upcoming self-inquiry workshops, helping you better understand how to confront and honor your shadow. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Thank you for being brave enough to shed the mask and share authentically with me in this community. Remember, the path to self-awareness is never solitary. There's a community where every vulnerable or powerful moment is cherished. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll continue our Jungian journey, providing you with tools to transform inner change into practical strength. Goodbye for now, and see you soon.